What's up everyone, Boyce is here and today I will present you the best comps for patch 11.11. Let's do this. So I'm gonna go from basically level 9 to basically level 7-6 because that's how the meta is going to be. You either high roll the early game really hard and you play one of those comps, or you're at 7 then going 8 and play a level 8 composition, or you're gonna reroll at level 7 or level 6 depending on what your carry is. So I will cover everything that I do believe is good according to data. The first, of course, level 9 composition is Kale. Yes, she got nerfed by 200 HP. She is still slapping, it doesn't matter. If you get those items on her, 4 knights, and whatever CC or anything that can protect her, as long as she can get to her 4th ascension and doing the 2 damage, you know, she's fine. If you do get this online, it's almost impossible to not top 4. Unless you're doing positioning wrong, of course. The only thing I would do is if you have any kind of assassins or anything, you just regroup everything around your KO and you're good to go. Even a positioning like this against anything else is actually good. But yeah, just protect your KO. The only thing that's hard about this comp is to get to that stage. The item order is, if you didn't know, Varus. Varus is an excellent carry, and you're gonna have Ashe as well to have the Ranger and holding those items. Those are just the best in slot. I really recommend GA and the Rage Blade. If you cannot get Shadow, Hand of Justice, it's fine. I would have maybe a Gunblade or something else, but I do like this one because it does provide the healing right at the beginning. So, just so you know, yeah, this is still playable. It slaps. Now I'm going to talk about 4 Invokers. So this is just the core composition. You can add anything you want at level 9. So it depends on what items you have, on who your carry is going to be. If you do have blue buff, and for example I drew Gauntlet, I would rather have the Karma, just because she will shoot more and do more damage that way than just some shrooms from the Teemo. If you do have, let's say, blue buff, Morello, and Drew Gauntlet, then I will consider doing it on a Teemo. Any leftover items will go on Teemo anyway, as far as damage items, and tanky items will just go in the front. You know, pretty straightforward. For Invoker is still insane. Karma is gonna cast a lot, Teemo is gonna cast a lot. We have a huge front line. You know, if you're hiring the early game, go for this, it's really strong. HIV, it's back, and it is back. It is so strong. So of course this is just one version of it where I have Draconic Abomination. There is something else that you can do, is having the Kalista in the front here to have 4 Abomination, because that's an insane front line and CC. And that's basically it. As long as you have Renewer for your Armordinger, the HIV frontline, Abomination, you have an insane amount of CC in this comp. So all you have to focus on are the Armordinger items, which I recommend these 3. Shojin and Rage Blade I think are core for Armordinger, and then any damage item. Hand of Justice is fine, Rabadon, Drew Gauntlet, you know, whatever. After that, I would like to focus on the item for the Scion, the Monstrosity, which I do believe is best if you have tanky items. Something like Bramble, Titans. Zizirot is really funny because you can put the Kalista in front with the Zizirot, and that's gonna cast the Scion faster, which is great. You know, this comp is just really strong. Maybe put a Zyra here to protect the tower, but once this shoots, it's gonna do a lot of damage, especially if you have the brain here that's gonna shred the MR, the CC here, the CC coming here with the Scion, you know, it's insane. Play this composition if you can. Now we're gonna go through the Draconic, but with the Zara carry version, which I believe this is the best version. You have everything, right? You have everything. You have Abomination, you have Mystic, Ranger, Spellweaver for the Ash, and Zara carry technically for this composition. Ideally, you would want IE, Last Whisper, Shadow Last Whisperer. Actually, this is insane right now. So if you can get it for the Ash, it's perfect. But basically, this comp is just building so much CC that once the Zara casts, which she will with Shojin, she's just one-shotting everything. And even if she doesn't one-shot, the Ash will, the Scion will appear. Yeah. I really like having at least one Zeroth on a Kalista in the front, maybe here, so the Zara stays protected a long time against Dianas or anything like that. But yeah, again, it was already a great comp last patch, it's even better now. Play it. Draven, so it got nerfed, yes, but let's be honest, it didn't get nerfed that much. It's still really, really strong. I do believe that this is the best version of it. Pretty straightforward. The only thing that I would add is maybe have the secondary as Mordekaiser. So if you do have Warmorg and some AP items, you put it on him and you'll be good to go. If you have mana items, especially Shadow Blue buff, you put it on a Rise. So you can provide massive CC. And yeah, this is definitely still really good, still in the S tier. It's just a little worse than before, and now you actually have another option to play another AD comp if you do not hit the Draven, and that is going to be Aphelios. Now, I do believe that best in slot Aphelios is going to be definitely IE Shadow, Last Whisper +1. I guess you can have the BT if you want some healing. And this is the comp, right? It's the basic comp that we had before. It has Ancrad, it has Mystic, 4-9 Bringer, Darius shredding even more armor, and again Mordekaiser as the secondary carry. You have only 2 Rangers, which I believe is more than enough attack speed anyway. You might consider Rageblade if you do not hit the Shadow Last Whisper to get even more attack speed, but this is great. This comp is back. I would put it right now in the S tier. I do not know how high in there, but it is really good. And if you do get Aphelios instead of the Draven, definitely go for this. Now, this version, I guess, was a little forgotten in a way. That Mordekaiser alone is actually an insane carry. Yeah, just play those units. This is, I do believe, the best version of it. I don't think you need 4 Legionnaires. As long as you have 4 Dragon Slayer, even if it was nerfed, this is insane. Okay, it's still gonna do a ton of damage. Tanky items, Gunblade, QSS are, in my opinion, the best in slot. And if you do have any other AD items, it will go on the Draven. If you have mana items, on the Rise. If you have more AP damage, it will go on the Viego. Utility like Frozen Heart or anything will go here. I like the Trundle near the Mordekaiser so you can watch out things quicker. And Pantheon here to block the damage, and Morgana for CC. Overall, really strong composition, and yeah, do not sleep on it. Mordekaiser, just 4 Dragon Slayer plus the Draven Legionnaire is still super strong. And we have to talk about now the slow roll compositions in a way. Yeah, that did not touch 4 Cavaliers, so yeah, this comp is actually still the nuts. You're gonna have a little bit less damage on a Spellweaver, but you were not lacking damage. Like, your frontline was huge enough that you were killing anything anyway. So yeah, the plan here is pretty simple. They did change the odds on the shop, so now you're gonna roll at level 6 for those 4 units right here. So at level 6 you should have 4 Spellweaver, 2 Cavaliers, usually these 2, right? And you just roll until you hit them 3-star. I do believe it's 40% now at level 6. So you should be able to 3-star them, you know, pretty easily. And then you go 7 and you slowly add Cavaliers, and then you go level 8 and you go for this composition right here. Yeah, really strong early game. If you do 3-star, you're gonna have a really good late game. You're gonna have to add potentially a Vigor or something to be able to get that first. But overall, this is still an S-tier composition, and it's a reroll composition at level 6. Super strong. Now we're gonna talk about the Abomination version, because it got buffed again. So in this case, you're gonna spike a little earlier, just because at level 7, you're still needing those 2 3-star, by the way, which should be quicker now, because it's only 2 units. But at level 7, you should have this basically. Right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's your comp, and you're basically stuck at level 7, which is where everybody should roll anyway. So yeah, that's where the comp is the strongest. You know, play it. If you do hit those Abomination, it's better than your Cavaliers. Just play this version. It's still insane. Same items on a brand. If you can have a short chain on the Vel'Koz, fantastic. Or the Victor, depending if you're 3-star here or not, you should be able to, though. And yeah, I like the Zara here. So you have CC here, you have the Scion here with the Vel'Koz, and the Rise protecting your brand. Ideally, you would want a ZZ route here because your Kaisa would just die for nothing otherwise. But yeah, this is the comp, still really strong. So now here I'm going to talk about 2 comps at the same time, just because they have this basically the same units, and it is Kovan, Katarina, and the Leblanc. If you do have those, it's pretty easy. If you do have those items, put Leblanc carry. If you do have those items, you do Katarina carry. It's pretty easy. It just depends if you can get the Shadow Blue buff or not. That's literally it. Otherwise, I would go for the Shadow Hand of Justice on Katarina because it is insane. You do not need the blue buff on Katarina. You don't need the insta-cast. I think you do need more damage. And this is the basic comp. After that, it just doesn't matter. Just whatever you hit. If you hit Iron for Revenant and Renewer, you know, great. And then you can put maybe the Volibear later. It doesn't matter. As long as you have more frontline, you're basically good to go. I would actually put the Morgana in the back so everyone walks up so your assassins have more space to attack in the back. But yeah, the comps are the same. The positioning would just be this basically instead, to have the Kovan on either the Leblanc or the Katarina. If you do have the Leblanc, I would slow roll at level 7 to 3-star her, and same for the Katarina. You need to roll at 7 to 3-star her. As long as you can do those 2 3-star, you're good to go. But that's it for this video, guys. Let me know what you think. If you do have any questions about any of those comps, let me know down in the comments. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time.